bicycle. The man accused of the crime went on trial today.
News 13's Russell Jones was at the Bay County Courthouse today. He joins us tonight with the latest. Russell?
Jerry, Stephen Trusty was arrested for the murder of Leonard Price on May 28, 2014. The jury was selected this morning, and the courtroom was full of witnesses for both sides.
And Step stood over the man and just shot the rest of the rounds, and that was it.
Opening statements were heard today for the murder trial against Stephen Trusty. Prosecutors claim that Trusty shot Price over a stolen bicycle.
You know, I said, well, dang, this man trying to sell another guy's bike, so let me call the man, tell him somebody's trying to sell his bicycle.
According to testimony, Trusty spotted Price on his bicycle and accused him of stealing it. Prosecutors claim he hit Price with the handle of a pistol, then shot him.
And as he's hitting him with this gun, it goes off, and Mr. Price is shot.
Trusty was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. Two witnesses also testified that Trusty was the shooter.
I guess the gun went off.
What happened after the gun went off?
He fell on the ground, started screaming for help, and he stood over him and finished shooting him.
The defense says Trusty didn't kill anyone, and the lack of hard evidence will prove it.
And what you're going to hear is a lack of evidence that proves that Mr. Trustee did anything to anybody over a bike.
The trial will continue tomorrow morning with more witness testimony. News 13 will keep you posted as soon as the verdict becomes available.
Thank you, Russell. A vacant property in Panama City will soon be serving a purpose. It was announced today that
Gene Downing is a defense attorney. At one time, if you stole a horse from somebody, they'd hang you right on the spot. To a lot of people, a bicycle is the same thing as a horse. That's their main means of transportation. I find it awfully interesting that when it comes to somebody riding a bicycle, even though they're riding the most earth-efficient form of transportation, they are trivialized. They're treated as if their bicycle is a toy. Bicycles are not in an automotive section of a store. They're in the toy store. So automatically people think bicycles are toys. Well, gee whiz, what if that bicycle was this guy's only means of transportation? And the truth of the matter is, this person who stole this person's bike, he did an act where it ended his life. The truth of the matter is, we never know how small we might think the actions that we do to violate somebody. How can we predict in what somebody's mind on the value of it? And so therefore the facts are, this person who took this person's life on a bicycle, I'm not encouraging it, but the truth of the matter is, you never know what's in somebody's mind. You never know how much they value what they had. You never know how much maybe they were sick and tired of walking all over the place. So that bicycle meant something to them. Just right now, like in the Bay County Library, they have got the bicycle rack so far out that somebody could sit down with an easy chair at Bay County, Florida, the head library, that somebody could sit out there with an easy chair out there. There's great big posts that block anybody from being able to see from the reception desk and the book checking desk. There's no way for them to see exactly who is out there, who might be there with bolt cutters to rip off somebody's bike. I've even talked to a homeless person who said that his bike was stolen. And a homeless person, that may be their only means of transportation to get around. And yet, a very easy, simple solution is to take two heavy-duty hardened steel bolts and put them in the wall and have a long chain on there. That would probably be the world's cheapest bike rack with a hardened steel logging chain so nobody could steal it, probably under $50. The bicycle rack that they put out there right now is absolutely probably cost $500 for that thing, and yet it's totally useless. I have gone to to the librarian, the head librarian director, and her attitude, Robin, I forget her last name, her attitude was, she said, amazingly, she said, "Oh, we're afraid about somebody hurting themselves, as if they're so klutzy that they would fall into a bicycle, yet they have no problems with people bringing carriages in. They have no problems with people bringing wheelchairs in that people could trip over. And then on top of that, if a person tries to defend themselves on the bicycle thing, the cop doesn't look at the facts are that's that person's main means of transportation. The cop will automatically look for reasons to take away this person's freedom on false charges, which they entered into a conspiracy, which is actually a felony for the cops because they took an oath of future performance of how they were going to conduct themselves. So, on one hand, we claim that we're so concerned about the bicyclists. We claim, and let's talk about the streets that are littered with glass and trash on the bicycle paths that are never cleaned off. And then the general public thinks that a bicycle is snubbing the traffic and purposely getting out there in the road when the general public doesn't realize that the bicycle paths are filled with trash. And that is the reason why when I ride my bicycle, I will not ride in a bicycle path. I will not ride on the sidewalk. Unless motorists should also have a bumpy ride themselves. So all I'm trying to do is I am trying to make it to where the bicyclist has just as many rights. Actually, we deserve more rights than the motorists because we don't take up near as much metal. We don't use no gas or anything like that. Not only that, bicyclists, they keep their body in good shape. Better shape than somebody who's in a car all the time, which is the most strenuous effort that they use is to push the gas pedal and to open the door or something like that. And so I'm just trying to see if we can't make a difference. Not only that, at one time, motorists could take and buzz bicyclists' handlebars, get as close as they wanted to, before Florida Statute 316.083 came out, which specifically stated that motorists had to stay 3 feet away from the bicyclists, which is very rarely done, is never enforced by the cops. Not only that, it is a cop hate crime when they automatically look for reasons that the bicyclist was at fault. A bicyclist cannot jump a curb like a pedestrian. A bicyclist is actually the most helpless person in any part of our society. A motorist can jump the curb if a car is going to hit him. A bicyclist can't. Sadly, in Chipley, Florida, there was a hit and run of a pedestrian because, no, I think he was on a bicycle if I'm not correct, or he was walking, I don't know. A motorist ran him over because, idiotically, in the state of Florida, they have it to where there's no tags on the front end and the back end of the car, and it should be on all 4 sides of the car. Not only that, they use what's called novelty tags, so where they'll put these idiotic designs that scrunch up the numbers even further. And then on top of that, they have these colors that blend in the numbers and the letters so that a person camouflages the numbers on top of that to where the chances of them being able to read the tag is next to nothing. Not only that, the official tag has an orange in there and a green and orange in there, which scrunches the numbers up even more. So how is a bicyclist even supposed to have a chance? Not only that, why isn't it a law that every business at the front of the business has to have could be a chain bolted to the wall? Very simple, very cheap. So anyway, this is my intent to try and get rights for the bicyclist. And so this person who murdered this person with a bicycle, the prosecutor needs to say that he will consent to anybody stealing his car anytime that they want to. And then we can put the relationship into the same terms. So I guess this is my 2 cents. This is 2015, February 2nd, 2015, my sentiments on bicyclists and their rights that are being trivialized.